Hello everybody and welcome to Let's Chat, my weekly vlog series posted every Monday at lunchtime if you're in the UK. And as a result of using my webcam last time, I actually got a crap ton of comments, so that's probably what's going to take up most of this one. Also, is my webcam squint? Let me just... it seems fine. I was just recording a video to give away what you see in the background there, a collector's edition of Dragon Age Inquisition for the PS4, which you will have already seen by now, but if you haven't, definitely go check out Friday's videos if you want a chance to win that, and you're based in Europe. Anyway, I'm going to make use of the fact I'm using the web camera again. How? I'm going to use visual aids this week. So I'm going to start with this. That, please get in focus. I have to do my hand like, oh yeah. That is a green tea flavoured Kit Kat. I get a monthly little box of various Japanese candies from a website called Akashi Connection. And that was included in the Christmas box that I actually got in early January because of the Christmas post being delayed. Anyway, I've tried green tea before. I tried a Chinese blend and I hated it. I'm a Tetley's kind of person. But that's really nice. It tastes like, it's weird white chocolate is what it tastes like. I'm not going to, well, I could open it and show you, but I'm not going to eat it right now. I also got some strawberry flavoured Kit Kats, which were very nice. Now that's what it looks like. It is actually green. It's really nice though. Kit Kats are actually really big in Japan because Kit Kat sounds very close to a Japanese word for lucky. So traditionally they're given to students and things before exams, so there's a huge market for Kit Kats over there. And as a result, there's also exotic flavours we just don't see in the UK, and I imagine America as well. Like, for example, I know for Halloween in 2014, Japan had a pumpkin flavour Kit Kat. I'm not sure I'd want to try it, but it's a thing they had. And it just shows how popular they are. The other thing I wanted to show off as a visual aid is this, a game I keep forgetting to talk about. This is my PlayStation 1 NTSC American, in other words, version of Suikoden II that I got in 1999, I think was when it was released, and where I take my name from. I'm trying to get it in focus so I can actually point to Flik on the cover. Flik is... wait, where's my other finger? There, he's right there. That's Flik, right there. That is the person who I liked enough to take his name when I was a kid. And I've gone by it on the internet forever. Please zoom in, or please focus. Come on, he's right there. Nope, it's not going to focus. If I go from like that far away, it kind of focuses, yeah. Suikoden II is one of the best RPGs ever made, without a doubt, just flat out. And it recently got released, finally, on PSN. Americans can get it right now, but Europeans are going to have to wait unless you do what I did and buy it off the American store. It's coming to the European one, just not yet. But yeah, I really, really loved that game. I keep meaning to do a Let's Look At of the re-release on PSN. I'm a bit cautious about it though because Konami are a little dodgy when it comes to their old games being on YouTube. I do want to though because it's a fantastic game. And I'll go into it in more detail if I do a Let's Look At about all the reasons why it took so long for this to actually get on PSN, despite the fact that Suikoden 1 actually got on PSN fairly quick. And Suikoden 1 is a fine game. Flik's in that as well, for the record. Pardon me, but it's very dated and nowhere near as good as this one. This one was a fantastic game, and it still is. I still enjoy. I'm playing it on my PSN PS3 when I get the chance. Super, super good. Really highly recommended, and hopefully I'll be able to film a video on it that won't get copyright struck, and show you why, and also talk a little bit about its checkered history because it's a really weird thing that kept it off of PSN. It's to do with the game always having glitches or not glitches per se, but stuff wrong with it that shouldn't have ever seen a release. There's weird translations, there's music missing and all sorts of stuff, but I'll get into that. Also, I must remember I'm talking with my right hand, not my left hand, because you can't actually see my left hand. Like that. Anyway, that's the two visual aids I had for this week. I will now look at this monitor here to start going through the questions, the many more questions that last week's Let's Chat got, as a result probably of people just being curious about what my face looked like. Hello. I used the wrong hand again. Hello. There. So, let me go back and look at the newest comments. So, here we are. 1 day ago. Chianti Jones says, man, I'm the biggest fan of you, Flik. Well, thank you very much. I'm going to thumb up your comment right now. Also, I looked over there thinking my camera was there, but it's not. It's right there. Eokek3. I like all your videos and think your channel is awesome. Keep up the amazing work. Haha. And then :D. Thank you very much. I'll thumb that up as well. The Deadpool Warrior. Oi, you look lime, an older version of me. I assume you mean like an older version of you. Welcome to your future. Don't look forward to it. Steen B. Oh, he's agreeing to a comment above, so actually I'll go to that. Tokyo Ghoul. Would wait to watch it until the second season is out. The first season ends at a very random spot, and then Steen B agreed with him, saying I was so angry that it ended where it did. Alright, well, if you could let me know when the second season is available, I'd be willing to give it a go. I also got told about another manga recently. It's about 7 deadly sins, or like actual people, not in a Full Metal Alchemist. I did it again, I'm talking with my left hand, you can't see my left hand. Not in a Full Metal Alchemist kind of way. They're like the good people, because knights that once drove them away kind of overthrew the king, so now the king's daughter has to go find the 7 deadly sins to come back and save the kingdom or something. I don't know, I haven't read any of it yet, but someone said I might like it, I don't know. I'll get to that, I have no idea what it's called. They just kind of mentioned it in a conversation I was having. Anyway, DRC97 also said green apple, red apple or chocolate was a reference from Death Note. I don't actually remember Ryuk having a preference other than just apples in general. Didn't he always eat red apples in it? At least in the anime. Has CR corrupted you and inducted you into the cult of Warblephram? A little bit, yeah. Oh, and that's what started the Tokyo Ghoul conversation, because then he said, have you heard of it? No, I have not. And I've also heard a lot about Psychopaths, which is apparently very similar to Death Note, so that's something I want to get in on. I don't know if it's an anime and or manga, or if it's one and not the other. Either way, I will try and find the time for something else now that Naruto's finished and Bleach is finally coming to a close soon. Tyser X, hello. If you don't know him, he does Minecraft videos mostly, and we did a collab on Starbound together. He said, nice to put a voice to a face, keep up the awesome work. I'll thumb your coming up, and also state that my face has been on my channel a few times before. My voice has been on it longer, but still. Draconakis says, you sexy bastard you, and then Matsumune said meow. Also 5 people have incorrectly voted this up, and I'm the 6th. There you go. Mr. Stacey Jackson, I feel like I'm doing a finger pyramid of evil here, but you can't actually see it. I'd have to go, oh, finger pyramid of evil. Like Kevin O'Leary. I actually do that, by the way. I do finger pyramids if I'm just kind of thinking at my PC, but thankfully my hands are just low enough that you can't see that I'm doing that. Anyway, what was I saying? Mr. Stacey Jackson, I do enjoy your Isaac. That's you doing an impersonation of me doing an impersonation of Mom, right? Also, this War of Mine is very good to watch. Okay, well, last time I mentioned that stuff in my This War of Mine series was going to go a little bit south. I put off recording it for like over a week because I lost heart because I did something bad without realising it, and I felt shit afterwards. I sat down and recorded a bunch of it yesterday. I don't want to spoil what happened, but let's just say one particular part that ended up being overly long, I thought that was going to be the final part, and I was just going to scrap it and just say sorry, but I'm not going to play it anymore. I did some bad stuff again, semi by accident this time, and then gave in to anger and lust for revenge, and things go really, really badly. Just like really badly. If you thought the series was just me coasting by because I'd played it before and knew what I was doing, no, it's going to go to shit really, really badly. I think I might still be able to finish the game though, and that's the only reason I haven't stopped the series. I'm going to record some more, maybe today or maybe tomorrow. I think I can get to the end, I'm just not happy about how I'm doing it. But I'll go into more detail about this in the series. I think that's partly the point. And I don't think it's ever possible to have the perfect run of this War of Mine. And I don't think you should either, to be honest, because that defeats the purpose of why it exists, I think. But we'll get into that more if you watch the series. I don't want to bore people who aren't interested in it. But yeah, get ready for stuff to go really, really wrong, because it's gonna. But I'm glad you enjoy it though. Oh, you also said you played 40k back in the day. Nice. In brackets, I'm an old man now, by the way. You and me both. Did you see that? Yep, there. Lost most of my stuff though. I collected like 40k stuff when I was really young, painted it really badly, and then when the hobby got too expensive for me because I was a kid and didn't have any income, I sold off all my stuff as well. I only got back into it 2 or 3, maybe 4 years ago at most, because now I can kind of afford it, although it's still way too expensive. I'm a bit better at painting now as well, but not fantastic. However, I like it, I enjoy it. If you want me to get totally nerdy right now, I'm in the middle of painting a Neurothrope, so there you go. Moving on, Babab52. I don't really care about the webcam, I feel like it does not add anything. Nice video though. I'm actually really glad that there were so many comments that were like, oh, you're using a webcam. That's fine. I like that people didn't really particularly care. That said though, the video did get more interaction, more comments I mean, and also more views than any chat video without my face that I've posted for a while. But as I say, I think that's more curiosity. It's like, oh my god, he actually has a face. But I don't know. We'll see if that carries on. I don't have any problem with using the web camera. I agree with people. It might help build up confidence. So, plus I get to use visual aids, like when I show off old games from my PS1 collection. I've got a whole shelf full of them. What else do I have? I've got like a Japanese version of Metal Gear Solid. You don't believe me? Hang on a minute. I'll prove it. I'll prove it. There. Metal Gear Solid. Japanese version. Playing that was difficult, put it that way. The old version that had Meryl's codec code on the back, and that's the only way you know it. I like that subversions type stuff he used to do. Like the only way to get in contact with Meryl is to know that code, and the only place the code is on the back of the box. That's clever. You don't get enough of that these days, not even from Kojima. I hate Kojima these days, but let's not get into that. Move on, there's a ton of comments. Shills, I've forgotten how to pronounce your name. Shills, I believe you said. It's been a while. I don't really care about the webcam because I usually just listen. But it's nice having a face to your voice. I also hope that this is in sync because I had to do 2 takes of the giveaway video for that Inquisition thing because there was a really bad sound delay, like even more than normal because I'm using my proper mic, not the webcam mic. I should be able to sync this up in Vegas afterwards if that is a problem, but anyway. And even if it's a little late, but I had to stop watching Borderlands because of some time issues. That's fair enough. However, I do enjoy this war of mine. You won't once you see what happens. You'll hate me. Dragonakis, can you dress as a ninja or a samurai for your next Let's Chat? Technically, yes. Yeah, I'm going to leave it at that. Technically, yes. You'll have to come back next week and see what I mean. Kentic votes ninja. Good, because that's the one I'm meaning. Samurai, no. Even though I do have a sword on the wall. I know some people asked about that, so I'll get into that when we get that far. Masamune votes horse. No, it's CR that has the horse mask, not me. Dragonakis said something entirely incorrect after that. He said right-handed master race. This is entirely untrue. Ashley Stoneman corrected him and said, unfortunately it is the left-handers who reign supreme. Yes, we are. I'll do the thumbs up again with my left hand. Amy Spain says, I think gesticulate is the word you were looking for. Yes, it was. I just blank on my words sometimes. Congrats on the webcam vlog. Don't be nervous, you did a great job. I am a little bit nervous, I must admit. I think you can probably tell. Like, if you watch a standard Isaac run, and maybe compare the pace of my voice to now, you'll probably be able to tell that I am a bit more anxious than if I'm doing regular commentary. Really enjoying this war of mine. You won't soon. How would you feel about doing another playthrough after this one where you're a total scumbag, make the opposite decision to your ethical choices you're currently making? A second playthrough won't be required. Sorry. Also, will the Prison Architect playthrough go ahead? The Prison Architect playthrough happened. It's a Patreon one. In fact, you are a Patreon supporter, right? So I hope you saw it. If you didn't, go back a few posts because I posted a link to a playlist for all the Patreon videos for 2014 that you can go watch. Prison Architect, I wasn't very good at it, although I didn't kind of lose, but I wouldn't mind going back to it in a public way once it's been updated a bit more. It's still in alpha, technically, or beta. Either way, it's not technically done yet, so I would go back to it. Happy New Year and looking forward to more of your content in 2015. Thank you very much. That's something else I had planned, and actually I totally forgot. This week I was supposed to do Patreon shoutouts, wasn't I? So before we carry on, I'm going to break the flow here and do them right now. I have a list on my desktop. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? I've got too much crap on my desktop. To-do list. There we are. I actually have a to-do list. I am that boring. Right. Here we are. Thank you to the following people who supported my channel last month via Patreon. Your help is greatly appreciated, especially at this time of the month. I don't mean that in a female kind of way. But anyway, Joel Coulthard, Josh Pollard, who I have to send a letter out to as well because of the level you pledged at. By the time you see this, I've hopefully already sent it. Keep in mind it might take a little bit to arrive depending on where in the world you are. Matsumuni, Taya Blake, Apropos of Nothing, Paul Olsen, Dragonakis, Coulson McDonald, Silver, Good Rory, Gary, otherwise known as CR, Osti Callio, Nick Gilaldi, Michael Smith, Moose, Michael Millward, Amy Spain, Jim, Epic Fail V2, Fraser Macbeth, Casper MH, Rodri Banks, James Kilgore, Terrell Smith, Calvin Schmidt, and Ryan Sadowski, otherwise known as Reaper. By the way, if I didn't mention your name and you did pledge, some pledges get declined every month. I'm not entirely sure what causes that, but obviously I can't give you a shout out or whatever if your payment got declined. Also, if you change your payment, I think the site defaults you to the no reward option. So double check. If you haven't heard me mention your name and you should have, it might be because you've been set to the I don't actually want any reward, I'm just giving money thing. I don't know why it does that. It's happened to a few people. Double check if you're not sure and let me know, and I'll make it up to you in any way I can. So yeah, thank you everybody. I'm sorry I forgot to do that at the start, and I totally got distracted from what I was talking about. But we're on to the comments. Ashley Stoneman has another comment. I started to see the Borderlands videos come up now, that's good. And I had to look and watched a few, but unfortunately they weren't that exciting. I guess you could try and do quick highlight things, but it might not work. Cool to see you talking about my comment. Well, there you go, I've mentioned 2 now. If the game just isn't for you, that's entirely fine. Highlights are an interesting thing. I don't really do a ton of editing. CR actually does a lot of his editing, or does a lot of editing rather, when he does videos. I'm not sure, maybe that is the better way to do things. I'm not much of an editor though. I do agree that quick highlights for a game like that would probably have been the better way to go. It might have been appealing to more people that way. Liam Ferris, what sword is that in the top left? Is it real or is it a prop from a video game? Well actually, hang on, let's try and do this. You see where my finger is? Oh, there. See that long black thing there? That is the hilt of Tenza Zangetsu. In other words, Ichigo's Bankai sword. I bought that thinking I could put it below the katana I have mounted on the wall, but the thing is actually bloody massive. It's over 1 meter long. That cosplay thing, and that's made of wood. The katana on the wall, there, that is metal, but it's not sharp. It's blunted metal. It's heavy though, and it's just decorative. I just wanted a funky looking katana on my wall. I like katanas. But yeah, it's metal. I can show it off next time if you want. Same with the wooden cosplay thing. So Thaxish, otherwise known as Thaxar. Webcam or no, it's about what you want to do. Since you're back into Warframe, don't tell people that. Are you going to open up multiplayer up to some of us that also play but are not in your current group? That's possible. The unfortunate thing about Warframe, among other things, is that it's 4 people max in a game. That's unfortunate if you do know lots of people who play it. Like right now, even in the little group of us that play, there's 5 of us, which is a pain. I didn't watch the pre-sequel because after the first 2 games, this one had too much element and bullet sponge game for me to play. I mean, that's fair enough. Someone thumbed your comment up, I'll do that as well. There you go. Big Nick 07011. I enjoyed this very much so. I usually find these kind of things dull, but the face cam made it very interesting, and my reason for not watching Borderlands is that I'm trying to play the game with my friend, thus I don't want any spoilers. That is also a perfectly acceptable reason not to watch it. Keep up the face cam. Well, for now I am. Toby Jones, hey Flik, I don't really watch your Borderlands videos, I just put them on and tab out and listen while I play games. Listening to my videos is fine as well if you want. I do that for Twitch sometimes. I have Twitch on in the background and just do stuff. Like AGDQ that's going on right now. Webcam is awesome as usual, but not necessary. I'm fine either way, just keep up the good content, thank you. And then you edit it to say, actually I enjoy Let's Chats with Facecam, makes it feel more involved. That's fair enough. Kentic says, I want that coin. Oh, the Cowabunga turtle one that I still have here because I refuse to clean my desk. Don't know what else I have on here that I could show you for now. A burnt out candle? That's it. See, I'm being serious. It's a burnt out candle. One of the ones I got given for Christmas. Spherical Cube, I really like that username. Hey Flik, perhaps I'm a bit late to the whole Borderlands things, but I don't watch the episodes because you don't like FPS games as well as the art style. I'm surprised about the art style. I like the cel shaded style. I do like this war of mine, you won't soon, and I watched a few of your unboxings lately. There is more of those coming. Also, excuse whatever the hell that was going past the window. As for the webcam question, I just listen, so either way it doesn't matter. Glad to hear it. Hanky717, nothing like the voice. Why does the face never match the voice? Not trying to be offended or offending or anything. That's fine. I don't know. I mean, the voice you hear doesn't sound like what I hear inside my head anyway, so... Although you get used to it, like I've had to listen back to myself so often now when I edit videos that it's just... I can do it, but if you're not used to hearing yourself, it can be weird. Yeah, the face never matches the voice as far as YouTube personalities go. You never... I don't know why, but that's the way it is. Josh Pollard, who I also just shouted out on Patreon, you will be getting your letter soon. Maybe not soon. I had to send like a letter to Australia once and it took like a month to arrive. Nice katana on the back. I used to have some but I put them away. I own a collection of knives. Knives are a bit more dangerous. I wouldn't mind having another katana to mount on the wall, but I'm fine with just the one. Plus if there's a zombie outbreak I can just go full Michonne and protect myself even though it's not really sharp, but I'm sure I could sharpen it maybe. That's how metal works, right? You should try Don't Starve and do videos on it. Now that is actually a possibility. I played Don't Starve way back, I have it. And I know that recently they brought out Don't Starve Together. I want to play that because Rory has it, Moose has it, CR might be convinced to give it a go if he hasn't already. He likes some of Clay's games, I think. Clay Interactive, the people who make it. The only thing that's putting me off getting Don't Starve Together is that right now you have to buy it because it's in early access, and early access games have to have a price associated with them. When it leaves early access, everybody who already owns Don't Starve gets it for free. So I don't really see the point in buying it, and I think they've made more than enough money that they don't need to be doing what they're doing by going the early access route. So I'm not going to buy Don't Starve Together. However, when it does leave early access, whenever that is, I'll definitely give it a go, try and get some people together to play it, because I think the game by itself may be a bit boring, but with other people I think that could be a lot of fun. So I'm interested. That's definitely something I'm interested in. I also had a list of... This has reminded me, I looked ahead for the next few months. Yes, I left another note on my desktop of games that I'm interested in the coming months that I might have forgotten to mention last time when we were talking about this. I totally forgot that at the end of this month, January 30th, Dying Light is being released. It's by the people who made Dead Island, but they gave away the licensing rights to that to Deep Silver. So Techland is making Dying Light. It's essentially a more mature, I think, Dead Island game. It looks interesting. It's kind of like Parkour plus Dead Island. And I like zombie games. It might be terrible, I have no idea. I'm in the process of trying to get a review copy of that. Also at the start of February, on the 10th of February, that's when Evolve is out. I'm interested in Evolve. I liked what I played of the alpha. They have since then revealed a few more game types that they're adding, and I still worry that variety is going to be a big issue with that game. But I'm interested enough that I really want to give it a go, and I think that'll be a whole lot of fun with friends. And also on February 17th, so this is actually cutting it very close, Dragon Ball Z Xenoverse is out. It's a new Dragon Ball game, it's next gen, the first one on the next gen consoles. It looks really interesting. It's a kind of what if story, like what if in the future villains go back and start altering the key moments in Dragon Ball Z history, and then you play as a self-made character that goes back to try and stop them. I think that's really interesting. It's like the hero mode that was in Tenkaichi, which is Ultimate Tenkaichi, which is the only really good part of that game. And then we get into March, which is when Scholar of the First Sin, Dark Souls 2, is out, very close to when Bloodborne is out. I want to do both, but it's going to be difficult. Maybe, we'll see. Anyway, we're on to the last 4 comments now. G Hunt 123459. Any plans to do anything with any plans to do anything with Dark Souls 2, Scholar of the First Sin, or Bloodborne? I accidentally just answered your question before reading it. Both. Yep. I want to do another playthrough of Dark Souls 2. It's going to be the PS4 version, I believe, because that's what Rory's getting on, and I'd like to play with him again. I'm not sure how we're going to be able to do the commentary though. I might have to do solo. I'm not sure how to get my setup so that I can record the footage of the game and us talking at the same time. I could do it separately. It's very tedious to do that, and it means I have to render the footage, which means the quality gets lost slightly. I don't know. We'll see closer to the time. X Premonition. Ha! I come back to watch your content and find your face. Nice. I'll thumb that up. Thank you. Yeah, it's been a while since I saw you comment actually. Let's Chat isn't a job interview though. I want natural hair flick. Well, I didn't comb it this time, and as you can probably see, it's a bit all over the place. I did shave last night though. Chris Rogers, otherwise known as Grinning Owl, right? You've changed your name on YouTube. You made a big comment, so let's get on with this. Oh, that reminded me, yes. We'll get to that in a second. Indeed, you have been playing a lot of Warblefram. Stop spying on me. And it may make a decent series for a bit, but honestly it would be the same as playing an MMO online. Granted, there are YouTubers that have made it based off a 400-part series of WoW. I highly doubt you'll find a scenario like that with Warbleframe. I agree. I'm just kind of putting those up because we're playing it a lot, so I thought I'll press record every now and then. If no one watches that series, I honestly don't mind. I don't mind. I would prefer you watch the other ones. As for Facecam, up to you, friend. Thank you. You definitely excel in videos that concern games taking a certain amount of understanding. Borderlands has fun banter, but in the end it's a loot grind and nothing better to say about it, even with friends along for the ride. That's actually a very good point, whereas in Monster Hunter 3, this is me still reading the comment by the way, and Binding of Isaac, there's understanding of mechanics that you have installed into the videos that you can relate to us. In other words, talking tactics, which I actually really like doing. My XCOM playthrough was the same. I liked vocalising what was going through my head as I was trying to plan out my moves or my strategy for the war on a grand scale. Let's go back to this. And you relating your understanding of the game to us, the viewers, and whatever collaborators you have, is what I view as the meat and potatoes of your channel. In short, Warframe is good for an amount of time, It's your face, so you can do what you like with it. Choose games with complex mechanics that you enjoy and can wrap your brain around. Avoid loot grinding games. That's what I'm going to do in the future. I'm going to try and avoid loot grinding stuff. I like being able to talk tactics about the thing I'm playing. I think that's where my middle ground is. Kind of, I always say this, I say this in my channel trailer. I aim for somewhere between entertaining and educational. I want that middle ground. Sometimes amusing, sometimes teaching you something, but being entertaining while doing it, if that makes sense, or at least trying to. That's where I think my niche is, and that's what I'm aiming for. And also, he said Giganox loves you. This is in relation to fan art he did of my Monster Hunter character getting encroached upon by a baleful Giganox, which you can see now if you look at the screen. It's the first bit of fan art other than the one I use for my avatar I've ever received, and thank you very much. It's very funny. I like it a whole lot. I'll maybe try and stick it in a Monster Hunter video as well when we record some more, soon, hopefully. And on the subject of Monster Hunter, actually, I have a couple of things to say about that, and it relates to the final question we've got from Root of All Evil 94, who's a new commenter, I think, so welcome to the channel. Interesting that people seem to like collaboration so much. I much prefer videos with just one commentator. Well, you'll get a lot of that here, although I do like doing occasional co-op things. I am more of a lone wolf, to be honest, though. Anyway, I was wondering if when you will do a Monster Hunter 4 playthrough, as in 4 Ultimate. Will it be straight away when the game comes out in the UK, or a while afterwards when another series comes to an end? My plan is to do the series from the off. Similar to Rebirth, I want to have every minute, apart from the grinding, I guess, of the same monsters over and over, of my Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate playthrough on camera, so as soon as I get it, I'll be recording. Whether that be at the UK release, or I am currently contacting Capcom, you probably get their name right, to try and get a review copy. I have also heard that review copies are actually out there now, and as a result people are hearing about when embargoes are lifted. I don't know if this is true, by the way. I don't have a copy, I haven't heard back from Capcom, but people are throwing around embargo dates around about the end of February, start of March, which is when I think the game is going to be released. So I think people should look forward to there. I kind of hope that it's going to be coming out at a really busy time of the year. March, or the end of February, March, is always the first busy period for games after the run up to Christmas. I'm going to have to be doing a lot of games at once there, so I'm going to have to make sure that basically everything else winds down. When I move on to Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate, it's very likely Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate will just, it'll go away, because we're on to what I think is a better version. I like Monster Hunter 4 a ton when I played through the Japanese version. But yeah, I'll be doing content on that as soon as I possibly can. I'll be hosting a crap ton of Steam nights based around Monster Hunter 4, so if you've got it for 3DS, you're more than welcome to join. If too many people show up, we'll have a bunch of rooms going at once. Any rank, it doesn't matter. I'm really looking forward to this, actually. So yeah, that's going to conclude this week, I think. I've gone through the many comments, and thank you for them all. If you have any others, feel free to leave them. And try and remind me next time. We'll maybe do that cosplay thing ever so slightly. And remember, I said technically. Technically. You'll see what I mean then. Anyway, thank you for listening, or watching, I guess I can say now, this long, and I shall see you next week. Ta-ta for now.